a beautiful morning. I don't know where you are on earth and when you're going to see this video, so I'm going to say good morning, a good afternoon, and a good evening to you all, my lovely viewers. I want to appreciate what's going on in my page. This page I just started running this page. That's sometime around August, and in less than 2 months, as it were, the engagements, the comments, the views, and all is something I really appreciate. Let me just apologize for not coming too early into the online space, even if I've been in this teaching ministry for some 13 years plus, teaching physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, economics, geography. These are things that we eat and bathe with. But I've been away, like out of the online space for a very long time, so it's wonderful to start and to see how people from different parts of the world engage, and how many of you have reached out to me personally. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. All right, I want to continue from where I stopped in the maths. This is for my Key Stage 2 students. I want to continue to teach us the division strategies. So far we have looked at division by moving the decimal point of the dividend based on the number of zeros the divisor has. Let me just give us this example. Let's say you're giving 43 divided by 1000. Because you're given this method of division here, instead of struggling to do long division with this, you can just use your eyes. Using your eyes will mean that you identify this as the divisor. So this is divisor. This is what you will use to share, just like you have your knife and you're using your knife to tear whatever you want to tear. So this is our knife, and this is our orange that we want to share, and we'll call it the dividend. Good. So this is 43, and 43 is what I actually want to divide, but I'm dividing 43 by 1000, just to help us remember. This 1000, look, the unit is a 0, the tens is a 0, and the 100 is a 0. 0, 0, 0. That means I can use my eyes to do this. All I need to do is use the number of zeros I have for the divisor to move the decimal point of the dividend backwards. So when we are dividing, when we divide numbers, we move the decimal point backwards. And what determines how many steps you will move backwards is the number of decimal places the number of zeros your divisor have. That will determine how many steps you will move. All right, and for numbers like this is a whole number. Remember that for every positive integers like this, for whole numbers like this, there is always a decimal point just behind the units, like here. Always. It is invisible. You can't see it. It is not only is it invisible, it is also invincible. So you're going to use the number of zeros you have here for your divisor to move the decimal point of the dividend backwards. You are dividing, so you will move backwards. All right, so there are 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3. I will move my first step 1, my second step 2, and I'll move my third step. Well, because there's nothing here, I'll use 0 as the placeholder, and this becomes my decimal. So the decimal point would have moved from here to this new position, so that this is 0.043. If you like, 0 divided by 1. Of course, once you use this 1, 2, 3 zeros, you'll be left with just the 1 here for the 1000, and this will be 0.043. It is very important that we take note of this. But it's not every time, like I said in my previous maths video, that you can actually use your eyes. So just use the number of zeros to move decimal point. There are other times where you'll be asked to divide numbers, like this one. Let's focus this week. This is just a reminder to refresh our minds, All right, but for this is, we're asked to divide a 3-digit number by 7. divisor 7, dividend 501. There are times that we can actually divide numbers and not get a remainder. So if you are using 7 to divide another number and you don't get a remainder, it simply means that 7 is a factor of that number. So mathematically, we define a factor, F-A-C-T-O-R, factor. We define a factor as a number that can divide another number exactly without a remainder. So if we use 7 to divide the number 501 and we do not get a remainder, that simply means that 7 is a factor of 501. But in this case, my dear learners, 7 is not a factor. Me looking at it, if I want to go by the divisibility test for 7, though some people argue that there is no divisibility test for 7. But if I want to go by the divisibility test for 7, me looking at this, I know that this number 501 is not a factor of 7. So how will I use long division to share this number or divide this number and not get, so that no remainder, so that I get a remainder, I beg your pardon, because this is not a factor. So when we're using long division like this, and we're using a number that is not a factor to divide, how do you do it? We're very used to, most of us are used to numbers where after you divide, you get 0, 0, 0 at the end, and the process ends. But what if there is a remainder, because your divisor is not a factor of the dividend? What will you do? Stay with me and learn. Okay, so as usual, we are going to identify the different parts of this number. Solution to this problem. This is, I say a problem, it's just a little challenge. 501 divided by 7. We're looking for the answer. This 7 here, which is the number we're using to divide, 7 is the divisor. Please take note, I'm using this word over and over so that it will sink. This is the divisor, and this is the dividend. So that we know exactly what we are doing, because we know what this is and what this is as well. All right, long division is the method that we're using. So we're going this way. Of course, your dividend, the number that you want to share, always stays inside. Arrange in such a way that you have space so you don't struggle. This is 501 and this is 7. 7 is my divisor. So the divisor stays out. Divisor out. Dividend in. What are the signs we're using? We're working with division, multiplication, subtraction, and pull down. This is what we're working with. So I'm going to divide, then multiply, then subtract, then pull down. Stay with me. Stay with me. All right. So if this is the case, I'm going to start with division. I'm following these steps just the way it is. I'm not going to mix it up. So I'm going to start with this. That means this is 5. Remember, 501, but I'm going to pick the number one by one so that it's easy for us. So that this is 5 divided by 7. Remember, 5 divided by 7. If I do 5 divided by 7, it means my divisor is still 7. And know that 5 divided by 7 is not the same thing as 7 divided by 5. So that you're not tempted to do this. Most of my learners struggle with this. You know, those days when I was teaching KISS to students, you know, I understand their challenges. So please remember that there is this and this are not the same. Once you write 7 divided by 5, you have changed the question. You have made 5 to be the divisor. But in this case, our divisor is 7. So whatever we do, please, it is divided by 7. Divided by 7. And not the other way round. So this will not work. So this is 5 divided by 7. In situations like this, where you have your divisor bigger or greater than the dividend, don't worry, your unit is going to be 0. So 5 divided by 7, 0 then point, whatever you will get, or 0 then, because 7 cannot actually go into 5. Do you understand that? Okay, that's good. So please take note of this, so that 5 divided by 7, don't worry, we're going to write 0. It is only the whole numbers we will pick. So if 5 divided by 7 will not work here, and we're using 0 as a placeholder here, because the divisor is greater than the dividend. Let me just say something generally. For those of us who are in key stage 2 and we're just learning long division, see what will help. Whenever you do this and you notice that your divisor is greater than your dividend, you notice that your divisor is greater than your dividend, just write 0 and rest. So we have carried out this step, division. After you divide, the next thing will be to multiply. So we divide like this. Remember? We divide like this. And we multiply like this. This is division. So 5 divided by 7. 0. 0 times 7. So 0 times 7. Of course, anything multiplied by 0 is 0. And divided by 0 is also 0. So that means 0 times 7 will give us 0 here. Let me just take this out. 0, so that I can see space. So as I've brought down my 0, I've divided, I've multiplied. The next thing will be to subtract. 5 minus 0. 5 minus 0. This is 5. After the minus, which I have done, I'll pull down. I'll go to the next number. And I'll do this. Pull down 0 here. Because 0 is the number here. So I'll pull it down so that it meets this. And this is 50. Once you pull down, the step will continue again. So that this is division. I come back here. 50 divided by 7. 50 divided by 7. I'm going to count on in sevens now and see at what finger I'll get something close to 50, because 50 is not in the multiples of 7. So this is 7, this is 14, this is 21, this is 28, this is 35. So I'm going to go on and on until I get 49. And 49 there is the 7th multiple of 7. And after 49, the next number is 50. So that 7 can go into 50 7 whole times. So I'm going to write 7 here. 50 divided by 7. 7 whole. Don't worry, the remainder will come down. It's 7 remainder 1, but the remainder will come down here. So that 7, remember we have done 50 divided by 7. And that gave us 7. And we wrote 7 here. We are done with division. After dividing, the next operation is to multiply. Multiply like this. 7 here times 7, and this is 49. After you divide, the next operation is subtraction. So to subtract, of course, this is 0 minus 9. I can't take 9 away from 0. So I will come this way, but our tens is really magnanimous, if you know what I mean. I'm going to borrow 1 from the 10, and this is 4. So this is 10 as it were. 10 minus 9. This is 1. And this is 0. So I have subtracted. After subtracting, the next thing is to pull down, carry down. Good. So this is the number here. I'll come here and I'll pull this down. And this is 11. Once you pull down, the process will start all over again. What do I have here? Everything here is 11. So I'm going to start the process. 11 divided by 7. 11 divided by 7. 7 will go into 11 just once, and then the rest is a remainder. So I'm going to write the whole here. After the division, the next thing I'm going to do is to multiply 1 times 7, which is 7. After multiplication, I'll subtract 11 minus 7, of course, and this is 4. So many students will just come here and say, oh, this is the remainder. Okay, this is the remainder, so that they know that, this is the same thing as saying 71 remainder 4. That means 7 will go into 501. 71 whole times remainder 4. Some students do it like this. And for others who are advancing, what they simply do is, okay, I can also write this as 71, your remainder as the numerator, and what you used in dividing as the denominator. So that this is 71 whole number, 4/7, if you want to leave it as a fraction. I can go on and on to change this to a decimal number. But I'm going to do a separate video to teach still my Key Stage 2 learners how to turn fractions like this to decimal using long division method. Because there are several ways that you can turn different kinds of fractions to decimals. But long division is a method that works for any kind of fraction. So I'm going to teach us in a separate video how to use long division to get the decimal equivalent of the fraction of the mixed number 71 whole number 4/7, with emphasis on how to turn 4/7 to a decimal number. Feel very free to comment on it, come to the comment section and comment. And for those of us who, I just noticed that this week, from Sunday to now, I've gotten close to 8,000 viewers or something like that. But I noticed that for now, there are just 91 or 92 subscribers. I mean, some of us just see the video and just pass. You understand? But there are lots of students who this is going to go a long way for them. So please, if you come across this video and you find it engaging and interesting, if you have a sibling, let's say you're an adult, you are a parent, you are an aunt, you are an auntie, you are an uncle, and you have younger ones, you have family members, you have nieces and nephews who are still in Key Stage 2, or even those in Key Stage 3 that might still be struggling with this, just send them the link, or let them see the video and try and subscribe to follow the page. If you see me on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you see me on Instagram, just follow my Instagram page, because I'll be bringing you with videos related to maths, not just maths, physics, chemistry, biology, for those of us who are in high school. So literally, I'm there for you. Provided you're science inclined, I'm there. If you're not science inclined too, you can learn the maths from me, you can learn the biology from me. So until I see you again, keep practicing.